Hello. I pretty much want to tell you my feeling on um, a long time ago. My dad started calling me Omega. I don't know what the reason for it was. I don't know if he did it just to give me a nickname. I'm usually known as stuff in the family. Uh, no one calls me Stefania at home. I'm either mom or weirdo mom or stuff. That's just the way it goes. Please put a thumbs up if you want to. I really don't give a fuck. I just want to I kind of had like, I've had it this year with certain things. And I was told for years and years and years by my dad that I'm an Omega. I'm God's middle finger. I come from a long line of healers, really. We're known for being able to birth children. We're able to help people go on to the other side. We help people deal with death. We are able to bring happiness and contentment in that fact and to do that. So I'm told for years and years about being an Omega and being very proud of my heritage. So about 5 years ago, I got a tattoo with the Omega when I first got here in Pahrump. I was dreaming about a place I was going to work at with weed. And I was like, wow, this is neat. So my 2 years before I started working with weed, I'm told that there's problems happening at this place and they need healing. This place needs healing. They're praying for me. I'm thinking it's my birth name. I found out last week it was under the name Omega, which means whoever asked for me to help them, and I went there and I was rejected 3 times. I finally said, I really don't like this job. It's a free job. It's just no perks. There's no perks for being an Omega. There's none. It's not supernatural. I don't move stuff. It's not like in the Shutter when you go and you've seen this thing on, they stated it was a witch. And I was told that no, it's a healer and you heal things and you don't deal. The only time you deal with witchcraft and stuff is when you're being attacked psychically. That's a whole different story. Oh God, I've been attacked psychically. Oh, some people are just so mean. When you're kids and you have cousins and they don't realize they're doing it. Yeah. Sometimes people do it because they know they can. And I've been done that too. And I know how to deal with that. I really don't know what the big deal was. My dad always said about being an Omega. I really don't. I didn't believe it. And I still don't. Even though I've been actually, it was, I'm not even wearing a bra. I'm just sitting out here. I was rejected more than 3 times. And I had prayed to God and my if they needed the healing, why did they reject me for that? And it was silence for a while. Then the next day I dreamt where my spirit guide goes, we haven't been paying attention type thing. Yeah, I get stuck. Yeah, even dealing with this, I think I was kind of perturbed and I believe that they were praying for another Omega. So I said, younger one, and I was told number one, one only, which means there's only one Omega, which apparently I'm the only like, the crappy free job, that no one gives. They go, you're how old? We don't need you. And that's how I was treated. I could not believe it. Wow. So I said to God, I was rejected 3 times on any type of healing. I even asked one of the management, "Have you ever heard of an Omega?" And they acted like they didn't. I go, "Okay, all right, all right. We're playing stupid asses. Let's go pray for one and hope that they send you a real pretty one with curly hair and then clothes." By the way, the clothes for someone wearing as a substitute teacher should not be over $1,000. Literally, this woman was wearing an outfit that was $1,000 and she's a substitute teacher. I'll tell you what they wear. They wear what my dad wore, which was an outfit that was what they make their money, you know. Seeing what my text is. So I found out that, you know, I found out that being, ugly. So I really didn't believe. And I said, God, I prayed hard. I really don't believe I'm an Omega because I wasn't just rejected once. And he goes, but remember, and I was shown when Jesus was rejected how many times by people? 3 times. Now I said to God, you know what? Time's of the essence. You keep talking about time. And he said, I got let loose. I don't need to go to where I'm called. And now on, I said to God, I'm going to have to say, if somebody rejects me once, I get to walk away. I said, I'm not waiting 2 years to wait if they're going to get their oh, I want the Omega to be like the one on the show with the curly blonde hair and the $2,000 outfit. Yeah, she wore a fucking $2,000 outfit for being a substitute or yeah, a substitute type teacher who doesn't make that much money. So I'm sitting there going, oh, when Hollywood does things like for like Omega or whatever, they don't look into the fact that it's not supernatural. I can't move things. I do a lot of praying. I'm not real religious. I got a foul mouth like you cannot believe. I'm religious when I go through shit, but besides that, I don't even go to church. I help my community out because my family's been one to go help your community out. Besides that, yeah, I'm not a real religious person. I don't go to church on Sunday. I don't believe in going to church because most of the people who I went to church on Sunday were the ones that were at my bar on a Saturday raging hell and yeah, doing bad things. So I usually just kind of, So thank you for the thumbs up. I don't know how to pronounce your name in Russian. So I don't know if you are a family member who has, I did a DNA thing a long time ago because I was curious if told my son, wow, So in the fact, I did a lot of praying and asked God to reprieve me from when you go and you pray and you believe. I guess this is how I was told, and I really have a hard time believing in this Omega shit. I even went and got a tattoo on the back of my neck to like advertise, and I thought to myself, people can't be really that stupid to not know about an Omega and all that stuff. And yeah, they're beyond stupid. They're the type of people nowadays, they don't have no belief system. They go to church and do all that, but they don't know. You know what I mean? They're going to church and they're hearing stuff about an Omega. So they go and they watch a show on Shutter or another thing about an Omega being supernatural, moving stuff around and being super pretty. And always, and this is what gets me, why the fuck are you having curly hair in downpour? Yeah, she had curly hair in a downpour. I'm like, well, shit, man. Perfect. And when I see people, when they have perfect hair in a situation that they shouldn't have perfect hair, or that they're, in a situation that they shouldn't be, clean, I really didn't like the show. In fact, when it was done and she had come back to her actual time, she was so stupid. Okay, this is what I was told. My dad said that Omegas can time travel without their body. You have to do it with your light body because it just can't make it through the time. It's not your time frame. You cannot go through that. Do you know what I mean? You can't go through time with your fucking body. You got to go with your light body. And you can't go a year. It would be, you can get 6 months to 3 months in a short time. And that's what I was told. Never done it. Never done that shit. Because I don't believe in that shit. No, because here I'm told, you're an Omega. You're an Omega. Go and heal. In this time, there is no Omega. I'm pretty much told I'm the last one. Like that makes a fucking difference. And I was told, go to this place and heal it. So I said, okay, let me go. What? You don't need it. It almost feels like how my marriage is. I need help. I take time off from work. He doesn't get the help because he refuses. And then he bitches he needs help. And then I take time off from work. And it's a big circle of crap. It's the same thing with what I was dealing with here. I go to a place that should have said, hey, are you an Omega? Does your family have, can we talk privately? Does your family have an Omega thing like, magical kind or healing? Nothing. Rejected. So I'm like, after 2 years, after over a year, I'm like getting kind of pissed off. And what was management put a different person as their healer, which did the opposite. When you get in Omega and you don't utilize them and you utilize something evil, you get crap back. So that's what happened. And I'm watching the shit show go forward. And I'm like, wow, you got some stupid praying people. You pray for this so-called Omega. I'm here. I got the fucking tattoo of Omega. I got the tattoo. What's there to ask? Hi, I'm kind of curious. Is that just a fun tattoo? Are you doing something with it? Yeah. Then they show a show that jumped the shark, not just once, twice, but I swear to God, they did not know what they were doing. Hey, Deb.
More shit posting.
Yeah, I'm shit posting.
That's totally not good for your.
I don't give a fuck.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm. Then I went on some apps. I'm pissed about. I got shafted, and I got rid of 2 friends. 2. One was 15 UTLIFE. They told me go on this app that is absolutely horrible. It's a horrible app. I go on it. I swear to God, that made me feel normal. Oh my God. Yeah. I went on another app. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not happy with some of my friends, so I got rid of them. But as for, I finally got off on, I finally said, look, God, 2 years. If I'm really the Omega, I'm making fun of it, not because it's just like, if you're going to give someone a car, make sure it has lights and a radio and maybe something to make people believe what you are, not just nothing. So I have decided, and I bought special makeup to cover up tattoos, so I can cover up the tattoo behind my neck and it will never be seen again. I've decided to have it removed down the road, and I will never use the omega anything. It will be erased from my whole thing because I said to God, you know what? People are not taking this seriously, and I really, being the only one left, I said, what happens when there's no more omegas, or the omega just goes, hey, I'm not being utilized at all, and nothing has been said. I don't know what would happen if I refuse to do any healing, because I now refuse to do anything, because no one even cares to hear about that. It's like, why was my dad bothering me with that in the first place? And why would somebody pray from their, this is how I'm told, in order to receive, to get an omega, you have to pray with your heart and soul. Like, I fucking believe that shit. I don't believe in omega. I don't believe I'm an omega. I think that my dad just wanted me to feel a little special, and whatever. That's how I feel. I finally said to God, it's been 2 years and it's been a rejection of crap. They only want cute, curly haired omegas. How many omegas are left? And God said, I don't have cute, curly hair. I have bone straight hair. There's not a curl in sight. I will not curl it to look like how it did on the Shutter show of the Omega. Oh, and then they show a person actually taking another person and doing time travel. Omegas don't have that kind of power. We're not Jesus Christ. Now, that'd be something, an alien who had a little more power. Get it? Yeah. The only way an Omega is going to do time travel is if an alien with a lot more fun shit to play with gives it to me. Am I glad that I have prayed and hoped to whatever, not to have to, deal with this? Yes, considering I even got an MME card. I got an MME card, and, I figure, something. So I bought makeup to cover over that, and I won't have the uh, I won't have it anymore. I have no, if I can't afford to count it, because Indeed tells you, well, you put in so much application. So I know I put in a shitload of application because Indeed told me. Not a single hire. Well, I've had people tell me they'll look at my stuff. Well, you put everything in that I would. Yeah. So I also said to God, I really don't want to go back to Michigan. I really don't want to go back with my ex. But I really would like a better life than what I have now. This is bullshit, you know. I'm in a place that nobody thinks I'm a decent catch. I'm pretty much considered like, I'm just not sure that Trump is my dating forte. I have to actually lie on dating sites that I'm in Vegas, because no one wants to deal with the meth capital of the world, Trump. Yep. Trump's the meth capital of the world. So it's kind of not a good thing to say that you're from Trump. And it's a huge swinger place. Trump is known for being a swinger place. which of course, going to the gym is to me scary because I get couples actually leering at me and it's like, stay away from me, you fucktards. All right, I don't care to hear, I'm not judgy, but don't come up to me asking me to have a little party because it's not going to happen. I mean, that's the whole point. I highly doubt that, I'll get hired anywhere. I'll probably have to sell the house, but I'm not telling family and friends that because no one watches this. So I can pretty much spend an hour bitching and no one watches it ever. They don't watch the whole thing. They don't hear that. I don't believe I'm an Omega, that I was rejected 3 times for healing of a business. And I even stated, let's go around and do prayer thing. No, I was asked by somebody to come to a place to heal it. Because I'm an Omega, I'm exposed to do it. It's supposed to be a learning thing. I don't get paid money. It's learning. Do not fucking ask an Omega to come for healing and refuse. My grandmother didn't have to deal with this shit. But me, I get all the fucking crazies. All the cray-crays come out of the woodwork. I'm so tired of it. So finally I said to God, you know what? And he really does. It's like dealing with that nice uncle. It's like, well, no, I don't want to hear no more stories. I get called on most places. If you don't go to them, you know what they do? They charge you. And that's why I said to God, since I can't charge them, I said, I think something needs to be done. Now, either they can pay a price that you want them to pay as them not utilizing me at all or treating me with any respect at all as an Omega. I should have been retreated with something like, I don't think we feel comfortable about you praying and going around with sage. We will do that ourselves, but thank you for being there. Maybe you can keep us in mind at 4:00. You can meditate and think about the place. I don't care. I really don't. But to be duped like that, my family has been for over 3,000 years. My grandmother told me from Atlantis, all the way from Greece, China, all around the world. And my genetic coding shows, yeah, they've been there. My grandma didn't lie. So why am I as an Omega treated like I'm garbage? Maybe it's because Hollywood puts out that they all have pretty blonde curly hair and they're all walking around all pretty and blonde. Let me tell you this, bastards in Hollywood, they're not all pretty. We can heal. That's it. There's no fucking moving shit. We don't go through timelines with our body and extra people. That's through your light body. That is through your soul, goes through that. I've never done that. I've heard about it. I've heard people doing it and they're not even Omegas and do it. So when I seen this show, I was pretty pissed and I watched it through and I thought, this is the dumbest Omega I've ever met. Like on a 1 to 10, I would think that she would be put in a special school for mentally inept Omegas, because by the age of 8, if you don't know your shit, you're not going to make it, because there's so much stuff from the time you're a kid that you see that you're going, Dad, I see. Yeah, it's okay, and you see all this stuff in and then you grow up as an adult and you can't really talk about it because people, let's put it this way, people are not religious. They go every Sunday to church, but they don't believe in themselves and or God. That's why I quit going to church, because I got believers that were better in a bar than at a church. It's sad. It really is. You know, the church has more evil in it than what I would consider a bar. Really, it does. I quit going to church over 10 years ago. I do help at churches, but I don't get really involved. I help if they're dealing with the food drives and stuff and need a little extra help, that type of thing. But as for being involved in the church, it's a dogma. They want to make you feel that you have to serve God, which, by the way, it's the other way around. It really is. He's a servant. He's there to serve you. You get served by God. You were not here to go to church for God. It's for you. It's not for God. It's for you. You matter. So when I had been rejected 3 times and being I finally just said, you know, God, I really am just tired of this. You have people who have no beliefs for any of your angels, your helpers, or this. You have no. And I said, for being, I'm so called the number uno, that's it. And then these jokers are praying, going, hey, maybe I'm going to get maybe I'll go get an Omega that's hot. You know, that's hot. You know, just nice body and curly hair all the time. They had her in fucking rain and she had fucking curly hair. You know what? Here's the deal. Omegas are not like that on Shudder, where they have this woman who's playing a witch, not a healer, a witch on this. And I'm like, my family, thank God my dad is passed and he doesn't have to see this atrocities of crap from Hollywood. I mean, my dad had to deal with I had to deal with 3 months of hearing my dad talk about the 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 remake of the show, the Robinsons, you know. Oh yeah. My dad and I had a good long talk about that, because if you have an IQ over 50, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you're making a round saucer and your round saucer's engine is in the back, like a car, or putting it in the back instead of the middle, it's not going to run very well. And I was telling my dad, wow, they make it act like, you know, this is Imaginaryville. And I said, I couldn't watch it. I watched, I think, three shows of the new Lost in Space from Netflix. I couldn't watch anymore because it didn't make sense at all. It just really didn't. You have a round saucer, but take a frisbee and take something and put it at the end. It's going to be like this around frisbee. It's not going to go around. So what I said is, if you put something in the middle, it's going to go, yeah. I couldn't deal with watching Lost in Space because it was like watching the Titanic sink over and over again, because scientifically they built ships that shouldn't have flown on the show. Really, they shouldn't have been able to even get off the ground, let alone fly. I'm just putting it out there. So for them to put out that they actually went in the space and got, you know, put on this planet, it's like, no. So it's I'm removing some stuff that I don't know what it is. So if I don't know what it is, I usually just remove it, because a lot of these people will put stuff on there that will go to their sites, and they're not really good sites. So I usually remove it. As for dealing with, I got to take my Jeep in. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I got to talk with the insurance and stuff to make sure that the extra insurance is been, you know, taken care of and stuff. So as for dealing with The Omega thing, like I said, I finally meditated and prayed and asked my spirit guide to relieve me of this healing that I cannot do because of the fact that number one, they had prayed for a hot Omega and got me, and it was not what they wanted. And I'm the only one fucking left. So if you want an Omega and you want prayers done and I'm in the area, I will do it free. And I ask you to come and pray with me. I am not a magical healer that moves stuff and goes through time, unlike on Shutter that they show, which pissed me off. That whole thing was so very wrong. I'll be honest with you, I really wanted to tell the producers to go fuck themselves. I'm an Omega and I don't do half that shit. I pray a lot. Yeah. When I go through shit, I pray. That makes it Omega. All I would have to do is pray, say the Lord's Prayer 7 times around the building, sometimes in the building. That's all you go. Woo, woo, woo. Big fucking deal. But I couldn't even do that. And Shudder makes up this thing. Hey, it's a witch. We're all, Omegas were considered the healers of Greece. Yeah, that's where we really got our name. We were like called healers. We were called the women of the cloth. We would birth children, heal people. We knew of plants of that area where it can heal someone's like stomach, all, like you have an ulcer or something, or you're not, whatever it is. That's what we are. There's nothing special. We don't move shit with our mind. We're not from the space. Sometimes we can read minds if it comes from our family lineage, but we're not magical in that sense. We just heal and pray. We're just like a glorified nun that can get laid. It's a glorified nun that can get laid. But as for magical, what people have put out on Shutter, and that's pissed me off. That Shutter one, I wish they would take it off because Omegas are not made that way. We are made as a finger from God that helps him out. That's what Omegas are. We're not that kind of magic. That's the kind of magic that's dark. The Omega that showed on Shutter is a very, 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 it would be a dark Omega who has killed people to get that power. You got that kind of power. You killed some people and you did some bad things. And I don't want nothing to do with that. I talk about digging holes, but I would never fill them. And I always talk about that because of the fact that I myself had to dig all. Hollywood made Shutter, the app, has a thing out where a woman is a so-called Omega, an Omega witch, which is that was cringeworthy. First of all, Omegas are healers; they're not witches. We do protect ourselves against the evils that come from some bad entities, but we don't. We do not do that kind of witchcraft. We do a lot of prayers and we deal with the vibration of music and stuff. There's certain songs that have a certain vibration that put me in a certain sense of well-being that I listen to, and I listen to it a lot, and that makes me feel good. But the whole thing is when Hollywood comes in and they don't know jack or shit and they start putting in, oh, well, we'll make Omega a witch, which I'm not. We'll make Omega supernatural, which I'm not. I'm just a human being that happens to have family members that, can pray. And I was put in the spirit guide told me to go to a place that I was rejected so many times. I finally just now asked God to reprieve me. And it took a week to get reprieved from having to do this healing. Now, when you go and you pray and you say, God, I would like an Omega. Do you write down, okay, she's got to be blonde. Okay, you know what? On the show, on the app, that she was blonde hair with curly hair, she had blue eyes, she was skinny, she was hot looking, she was wearing clothes that not only for her job that she could not physically buy unless it was given to her, she bought it pennies on a dollar, she couldn't afford. So yeah, a car she couldn't afford, because if she was making 20 grand or less, you're not going to be driving a $80,000 car. Just put it out there. Okay. I have a very, very small. My ancestors were in Greece at the time that a lot of shit was happening. In general, a lot of great inventions were happening. Maybe my family was there because they we use our brains, we just don't use common sense at times. It's just the way it goes with us. But yeah, they were in Greece about 3,000 years ago. They were even in China. They were in a. You ever heard of an a city within a city? It was in China, but it was not Chinese people. It was, uh, I guess you could say, light colored people. Okay, that was in the city of this Chinese city that they stayed. It was like a bunch of fucking white people that were living there and renting, I guess, because that's what I get from that. They lived there and there was all blonde haired, blue eyed people. My grandma used to talk about how we came from China and we had Chinese lineage. No, 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 no. There is almost no Chinese in my DNA. It would be impossible for my family who have been there to have that less. I have less Chinese DNA than Greek. I got more Greek than Chinese. Just putting it out there. That's what I see. That's what the numbers are showing. And it shows about the same. And as for me believing, no, I do not believe that I'm this special Omega. Of course, on Shutter, they show this woman with perfect curls through rainstorms and typhoons, perfect makeup and everything. And it looked as believable as it's like, look, we all like to believe that we're superheroes. I came to a realization after being rejected so many times for any kind of healing that my family would been, people would been like, you're dropping, oh, it's Omega. Here in Prump, Omegas are considered dime a dozen, even though I'm told by my spirit guide, she said, no, God said this. I said, well, I don't want to be. I want to be no more Omegas. She goes, you can't do that. Yeah, well, I did. I really did. I denounced me being an Omega. I really did. I just said, I'm not going to go out, and I bought a special covering for my tattoo. And down the road, I'm going to end up getting it removed because why be an Omega? It was considered, it's like kind of like a perk, you help a family out, you feel good about yourself, and you did a good deed. Here, you come into Pahrump and you're an Omega, you do a good deed, and they try to make money off you. No, I'm just joking. No, they just don't give a shit. I'm gonna go pray for an Omega, 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 and then one comes, and then you're going, well, you don't have curly hair, and you're not skinny, and you're not wearing fabulous clothes. That's kind of, yeah. Think before you fucking pray, bastards, because if you get no, you pray for something and you get it, don't bitch to me. I hate that. Well, I prayed for blah blah blah, and I didn't get it. Well, I had people pray for an omega, and when I offered to even help, they looked at me like I was a blubbering idiot when I said, "Hey, you know what? I was thinking of bringing sage and going around the building 7 times." And I remember management looking at me like I was a crazy bastard. Why would you do that? Be, positive. Oh, we can do that. Okay. I was told many times that they didn't need prayer, but yet they fucking ask for a fucking omega, but you don't utilize it. Don't pray for something you're not going to use. That's what pisses me off. Don't pray. Don't go, I need an omega, but even though you only have one fucking omega left, you want the omega to be skinny and pretty. Well, I'm not any of those things, okay? I am not pretty and I don't have curly hair and I don't have all the things that you guys have been fucking praying about. Oh, come on down, heal the place. You pray for an omega. Do you realize there's only one fucking left and I'm it? That's what I was told. And I said, I don't even give a shit if I'm the only omega left. You're on your own. I go and I get, it's like, what? We prayed for you. Fuck, you don't look hot. And where's your curly hair? If an omega has to be a fucking hot curly haired bitch, you go on your own. I told my spirit guide that I want the message sent to God that I'm done. He can get another omega and have it born. I don't give a fuck no more. And I told God that. I said, I have been rejected more times than Jesus. He goes, well, you said 3. And I said, no, it's been 6. So being that, I doubled the amount of Jesus being rejected. And I got out of the contract. I finally did. I don't have to do any healing. I was like, oh, but they can't ask for anything more in healing perspective of that in that place. No more healing perspective, because once an omega walks away, you're done. An omega walks away from her contract and is allowed by her boss, God. I finally got the okay. I'm like so fucking happy. I'm going to go to Wallflower, use my MME card and go there today. I was able to breathe. And then I said to God, I don't want to be an omega anymore. And no, you do get a choice. And yes, I know that leaves a lot of shit in it's what they call you just don't have that kind of protection. Sorry. Once I get rejected so many times, I'm no longer strong, and people don't believe in the stuff that they used to many years ago, like when my family, like 3,000 years ago. I've come to the point that I'm stepping down and letting no one up because there's no one to take my place. I don't know what goes on. I'm sure the world will go on without an omega, because my grandmother lived a good time. It was a good time. Just don't think that omegas are needed no more. If we're being rejected after somebody prayed for a hot, curly haired omega, wow, they obviously don't look at the time frame. I finally all the shit my dad went through to bring me up. And I end up going, Dad, I wish I could have just said, Dad, we could have lived a really good life instead of in Michigan and changing our lives for what? For people not to even believe I'm the last one. He goes, well, I was told you were the last one. I'm like, and maybe there's a reason certain things die out. They just not used no more. It's not supernatural. I'm not like going, oh, I want this, boom, and it's in my hand. No. Kind of omega is, like I said, it's like a one up from being I guess you would say it's one up from being a nun, as far as I'm concerned. I was told other, but what I see and what I feel are two different things. You're one up from being a nun. And my dad and I used to laugh about the oracle. There was a woman who said she was an oracle and she got pissed off because my dad blew her off and she contacted my grandmother. We seen this, my dad seen the woman and I seen her, and it was this big old thing. And my dad changed his life. We went to Michigan and lived our life from happiness and greatness to fucking shit and hell. I hated living in Michigan the whole time I lived there. I was miserable. The friends I did have were like one or two friends. I lived where I was actually known as the, tarot reader, psychic tarot reader. Yeah, I was a joke, always been a joke. And like I said to my dad, why? This is a for shit life. I don't like this. And my dad and I would argue, being that we were comparably the same. When we'd argue, we never get anything done. So if people say that omegas are strong, I will sit there and say, no. It's supposedly Hollywood is painted that there's more than one, which I wish there was, because then I would have been happy for somebody else to take that crap thing over at the warehouse. Really. I used to sit there and pray, Jesus Christ, I would be looking up, God, give me strength. Somebody here is not having a good day, and I can feel that they just want to end it today, and they're not taking their medication. I pray and pray and look up, and then I'd go back down and do my work. They probably thought I was looking at their ceiling. We're glorified nuns. That's what omegas are. No magic, no nothing that Hollywood puts. We're glorified fucking nuns. That's it. No. Anytime I see, and I really think that they should take that off a shutter, is the omega one. It just pisses me off. It's beyond wrong and beyond dumb. It jumped the shark when the woman was wearing $1,000 suit. Oh yeah, you're really doing well. And yeah, I did know it was 1,000 because I did look it up. You don't wear suits like that if you're a teacher making 20 grand a year. My dad was making 30 grand a year. He didn't wear $1,000 suit. So do I believe in anything, magical or anything that with the omega? No. It's a glorified nun. That's all it is. Prayers, certain things. There's nothing magical about that. Now, if you consider praying good, that's fine. But if you're somebody at a warehouse thinking that all omegas got fucking blonde curly hair and blue eyes and are 7'2" and with big tits, you're on the wrong track, because that's not where omegas come from. It's a lot of prayer. It's glorified nuns. That's all it is. I'm like the biggest foul-mouthed one there. The last one to go as omegas was a man, and he said he was an omega, and he died. When he died, he was asked his girl to put him in the vehicle. Now, he said he was an alien. I'm not no alien. I was born as regular as anybody else, through my mom, through my dad, And there was nothing fucking magical. I was just told that I heal. Now, Hollywood has made it that our farts have speckles. Oh, we can heal with our farts even. Tommy just broke his hand. Harry Omega fart on Tommy's hand. Oh, Tommy's healed. No, I never got on. I really want to go on the dark web because my dad worked on a thing called an Omega project in under. Let's put it this way. When you get hired the way my dad did, you're hired as a let's put a name out there, custodial, but you're really working with alien stuff and you're working as a custodial. Get it what I'm saying? And you don't make much money. You make maybe 20, 30 grand. You're working with stuff that gives you cancer and stuff. My dad was like, no, I'm not going to work with this shit. I wanted to know, and if somebody can do this, you know what I mean? If somebody could check on the web and say, hey, I got stuff printed from the web, I'd be cool. I've been trying to find stuff on the Omega Project, and that's what my dad worked on. 9 months before I was born, my dad quit there. Kind of looks. Yeah, my grandma and I were doing the math. Yeah. She said, you, Stephanie, were born 9 months before before he quit. When pretty much I was ready to be born when he quit. Or is it he quit and it was like 9 months? Yeah, he quit and I was 9 months into the making. But yeah, I would like to go and have somebody check for me. Hello? Who? Is this for Stefania? It says Lathania. I am Stefania. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm having some problems with my Jeep, and before I take it, okay, that's what I figured. So let's get that paid off. Do you have the information from my payment the last time? Okay. Can I pay the whole thing off? Mhm. Well, shit. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'll pay the past due. Let me make sure I got, yeah, because then I can pay the rest off because I need to have my work done on my Jeep. Because there we go. And let me make sure I got the money in there, because I got to switch accounts and all that wondrous stuff. And you have the information, yeah, because that's the reason why I'm like, yeah, I need to put more, yeah. Let me do that. I have to transfer that to make sure you guys can have that. No problem. I'm sorry about that. All right. So do you have the card with the 0442 on it? Okay, here. Let me go and give you the information on it so I can get the work done. Yeah, I need to have my Jeep. So, all right. Let me get that taken care of. My email is my first name, my last name at gmail.com. There we go. All right. Yeah, because I figured, okay, so then I would have one more payment to do on that, and that's pretty well done, right?
Yeah, so, well, okay, so let's see. The payment today is going to run for 445.86, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm processing it for that amount, and then you have a balance that you can pay off monthly, and the monthly payment,
In order to use it, I would have to pay the whole thing, would I?
no.
Oh,
Just you have to have your account up to date.
okay.
Right now, pretty much your account is up to date at this moment, so yeah, so that's fine.
All right.
The only thing that we'll need is, I'm gonna give you the number of where you have to call for
Okay.
for the money to be in the account.
Yeah.
So I think if you call tomorrow, you will be fine. And then with these 445 that you paid today, your account will be up today, and you'll have a balance. And you have a small balance of like 400 something, but you can pay it monthly. The payments are due every 26th of the month. Is that have to pay for you?
That's fine. How much will be taken out?
So on January 26th, we will process a monthly payment, and it will be just 148.66
Okay. And what's the number I should call?
to there for these, and then you'll be paid off. And let me give you the number where you have to call for claim.
Yeah, that would be good.
So the company that has a COWC Administration Services, and their number is 201-777-1000.
And when I call them, what information do I need to have readily available?
Let's see here. You need to have your policy number. I'm going to give it to you right now.
Okay.
So, okay. Your policy number is A as in Apple, M as in Mary, V as in Victor, S as in Sam, C as in cat, 003307.
Okay, could you say that again? It's 8, number 8, IGHT?
No, it's A as in Apple,
Okay.
letter A. Yeah. M as in honor,
Okay.
C as in Victor, S as in Sam, C as in cat, 003307. Do you get text messages on these numbers?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're welcome to text me that. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, I've been waiting for your phone call. I really, oh, I got it right here. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, good. Yeah, because I've been waiting for you guys to call, and I figured, why get up early and, I just, figured, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, all right. Thanks. All right. Bye. I forgot one time I thought I paid, you do your credit cards and they're like, what do you mean you're going to pay it off? It was like 300. And I'm like, oh, I'll go pay it off. Thank you for calling, because it goes on your credit rating and stuff. But I really needed to contact them, and I left a message the day before Christmas Eve. And I'm like, oh, I mean, the Christmas, the day, the 23rd. And when I had problems, and I'm not taking the car out until I'm going to have them tow it there, the whole 9 yards. I ain't even driving the damn thing. I love Enigma. My Jeep name is Enigma. Yeah. So as I was saying before, The Omega, yes, yes, by NASA. Oh my gosh, you got that right. Yes, yes. But NASA didn't have it at first. NASA wasn't the first one. It was they have different underground places, and there's one in California that they have an underground place. My dad was telling me that's where he worked, you know. All right. Okay. Now, as for Omega, as what Hollywood has put as supernatural beings, we are, I would say that, being told in a dream, and it's only a dream, there could be like 20,000 Omegas, and it's that kind of thing that you have. I really have a hard time believing that, being that when you are told by your spirit guide to go there and heal, and when you actually try to do the healing and everything, you're rejected. And I said, well, I'm not paid enough money to do this shit. I really wasn't, being that you're doing it free. It should be like, oh, you're an Omega, but yeah, times have changed and people don't really know what an Omega is. So let me just do a synopsis of what is going on. We can heal. Supposedly, we could heal. I don't know how it's done. I don't know if you look at the person's eyes or if you do that. You can heal. You can heal. It's supposed to be a healing thing. Hollywood has made us to be thousands of us, like you call us up. Oh, hey, I need an Omega. My dick don't work. Hi, Omega. Come here and pray over my dick so it will work. That's pretty much it. There's no magical shit to go on. It's not a science. You say the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Palm, and you have sage. Bada boom, bada bing. That's exactly what I do. There's nothing magical about praying. But somebody has asked me, and I finally, after 2 years and being rejected over 6 times at the same place, I finally said, I had enough, God. You have to step in. And he's like, well, it's only been 3 times. And no. He's like a father. He doesn't know what all his kids are doing. And he realized I got stuck in the cracks. And being that he said, and this is from a dream, how many Omegas are left? And the big one finger went up and said 1. So if someone's calling management, I'm calling for a hot Omega. She's got to wear $1,000 outfit and have blonde hair and curled where it stays curled and rain. Yeah, that's a perm, I know, but still, that's what Omega. I don't care if there's only 1 left. There's 1 Omega. You fucking make sure that bitch has got a perm that's curled and she's a size 2. All right, bye. That's how I felt. I did not look the way they wanted an Omega to look. And it's not going to work that way. So I finally asked God, if I'm 1 left, then you better fucking make another one because I'm done. I'm not doing no more healing for anybody because nobody asks me anyway. The only place that asked me rejected me. And because Hollywood is so stupid, because Hollywood puts Omegas out like there's 20,000 of us and we're all blonde and we all have fucking curled up fucking hair. And that's not the case either. And yeah. People on Shutter. I found it on Shutter. They have one. Yeah, it's I know. It's been 2 years going on. And when I was rejected 6 times, I finally said, God, they're praying for an Omega with blonde hair and curly and a size 2 and wearing $1,000 outfits. And that's not what Omega is. It's a glorified nun. That's what Omega is. There's nothing fucking supernatural about it. It's having a good heart. But apparently, and this is what I've seen, you're not a size 2. I don't want that. Your hair doesn't look too blonde and it's not curly. And that's what I've dealt with. I've dealt with people who superficial. They actually prayed for a fucking Omega. And when I came into their midst, they looked at me like, oh shit. You're not a size 2? I actually said to one of the management, I am an Omega. I will pray for this place. Would somebody who's on management who is connected to this place come with me? I got stuff to do. I got other things to do. Out the door. And then I said, huh. A troll came in. Troll. A real, when you start praying for Omegas and you reject them, do you know what you get? You get fucking trolls. Shitloads of trolls. I never believed it. Because no one's ever in my family's time rejected a fucking Omega. Don't pray for something. Go, oh wow. Not a size 2. Let's see what else. Turn around. No, I don't like that. Nope. Nope. When you're superficial like that, you get what you. I finally said to my spirit guide, I can't take this kind of rejection. I'm doing it from the goodest, and that's when you have a dream where God's going, "You're number one. You're the only one. I'm a glorified fucking nun." So if more can be born, please do so. Have lots of sex and make another Omega, because I really don't want the job. That people don't want me there anyway. That's what I say. Hollywood can kind of, they have like that little grain of truth and the rest is bullshit. Not all, and I tell people that. I heard of that too. The Omega Project to cleaning the oceans, but this is a genetic. My dad told me it was genetics because his friend, look up. Let me put this down. His name, he was known as the crazy Russian. He was a genetic. He was dealing with the genetics part. The crazy Russian. Now, he could have been called something else, but that's what, my dad and I called him. He's a good looking guy, but like I said, I don't deal with crazy. I just don't, So I would get people who would, I watched over the fall a show on Shudder. Let me see if I can bring it up here, what the name of that, because I got Shudder. I like Shudder. I like to watch people get jumped up. I'm just evil like that. I like to watch the shows in which, are scary. All right. I like Creep Show. They got Creep Show on there, and I love Creep Show. Creep Show is so good. Let's see. The Queen of the Black Magic. Spell, I put a spell on you. I love watching all those, Cannibal Holocaust. Oh shoot. I can't find it now. Damn it. It's not that. It's just Shudder had it on there, and they were talking about making another season or something. I'm like, oh, it jumped the shark way long ago when they went to England, on a 14th century or whatever century they went on. They jumped the shark. They did not know what they were writing about. Omega is a very hard thing. It's a glorified nun. You pray a lot. So I was told to go by my how can I say, your spirit guide, and my spirit guide will bug me till I actually go. So I didn't go. I said, you know what? I really don't believe in this Omega shit. That's what I said to my spirit guide, like how I'm talking to you. I don't believe in it. I was saying it into my room, and my daughter said, well, we're going tomorrow. You know, we had to run an errand. I took my daughter and her boyfriend to where they needed to go. And I figured, well, you know, on the way home, I'll put an application and to shut up my spirit guide, because my spirit guide will bug me, you know, do little things like get me up a half an hour earlier, poke me up, bug me, you know, that type of thing. It's not like it just bothersome. So I figured I'd just shut my spirit guide up and put an application in, because I was tired of it. Look, I put it in. I said, and I didn't get a call. 2 weeks later, it was about a week and a half later, I get a call, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And nothing happened from that point. It was kind of like I would put out clues. Hey, you know, you believe in prayer, you know, and I was trying to put out like an is it okay I walk around okay I walk around say, you know, and I try to put out, can I go around stage, and I put out, could I pray? I went around it, I think 3 times. It's a big building, it's a big area to go around it. So it takes more than a 15-minute break to go around a whole, you know, the whole area 7 times is a long time, and it takes a lot of time, and I didn't have time to do it. And I didn't want to look like I'm like a little bit, that's not going to be happening. So if the owners are praying for a hot Omega, it's not going to be happening, baby. They're not going to be no hot Omega coming out with curly hair. Yeah, I pretty much was put out as a belief that they would believe that it was the same type of person on Shutter. They had this thing on Omega, and they made it out like her hand had this Omega thing, and it was like, no. You know what happens? You become born, and down the road, when you become a certain age, whatever age it is, the oracle will come on to your door. Hi, I'm the Omega. I'm looking for the Omega. That's what they say. I am the oracle. They'll state their name and what they actually do. They have a job besides being an oracle, because you don't make no money off it. You don't make no money off of being an Omega. It's a poor job. It's a job where you serve the human beings and God. That's it. There's nothing spectacular, supernatural. There's nothing alien. It's just, that's it. So I finally got reprieved, and I want to state I'm so happy that I don't have to do any more healing. I finally got my wish. Oh, you like horror movies? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Casey. I have been talking about something that I have been going through for the past 2 years, Casey. I was told many years ago from my dad that I was an Omega. That runs in our family. An Omega is somebody who would, I guess they would come to your house back in the day, maybe 100 years ago. They would do the stuff like a doctor, birth a child, give you stuff like comparable to, you know, yeah, I'm doing okay. My Jeep's not running too well. So I had to call the insurance, the extra insurance, and make sure I was paid up on it. So tomorrow I'm taking my Jeep in to have any extra work done. So I caught up on my payments, as they say, and I'm good to go. Yeah, because it's running hot. And today I thought, because my insurance, I wanted to make sure it was caught up. So I called them up and say, hey, I want to make sure you're caught up and everything's done. So it's all set. Tomorrow I'm taking it in. I told them that I'll take it in tomorrow, and they do expect a call from me tomorrow. Tomorrow, that is. So today, be lazy and smoke weed. But I was talking about how I was actually told by my spirit guide had told me to go to a certain place to put an application in. Being that I'm a smart ass and I really don't give a fuck about being an Omega, let's just be honest. I don't fucking care anymore. After this little stunt, I'm like, fuck being an Omega. I want to be human now. I'm done. You could go find another. Oh, by the way, I'm the only one left. But my sweeties, I gave up a long time ago after 6 times of you going, I don't need you. So I said, okay, you don't need me. God, there's something to go on. Why the fuck are they still praying? So I told God, you need to bound them. This is shit going on. They're praying for a hot Omega that's not going to be coming down to their place because this is it. I'm numero uno. Uno. I don't know. I don't know what an Omega is. All I consider an Omega, and to be honest, because I got even a tattoo of an Omega, of the thing, and I'm going to cover it up with makeup. I'm never going to wear it out again. After this little stint, I'm never going to admit, you're not a size 2? No. Hi, I'm calling for the, I don't care if there's only one. They showed one on Shudder and she's fucking hot. Yeah, that's right. She's got a curly hair and she's hot. But this one, I don't think so. She's not. So that's how I felt. Like, okay, you go and you pray, you wake up someone to become an Omega. You go and you look at them like fucking chop liver. Yeah, exactly. The Omega is supposed to be Mother God, actually. If you think about it, us people are made in the likeness of who? God. And I'm not made like a man. I got tits and boobs and that jiggly stuff. So what is it? You got the Omega, which is the mom, and you got the Alpha, which is the dad. So if I'm considered the Omega, I'm considered something supernatural. And that's what I try to tell my dad, I think it's a little less of a supernatural, but that's what I was. Yeah, I don't believe the shit. Just don't believe it. If I'm not supernatural doing like zapping shit out of my hands, I'm thinking my dad should have just stayed in California and kept us there. I would have been happy. I hated Michigan. I loathe Michigan. I did not like living there. Sorry, not sorry. I don't like rain all the time. I don't like to live in where 6 months out of the thing was fucking raining or cold. Fuck that. I like the heat. I like 115. Woo, that's good shit. I love heat. Really, I do. I love the heat. I live for the freaking heat. Delta is Sigma. Oh God. That's how I feel though. I went to this place and I'm trying to go, not to sound like I'm a nutbag. Hey, did anyone here pray for like a miracle and all this shit? No. They looked at me like I was a fucktard and I'm like, okay, I become the reality of reasoning where people think when they watch Shudder, and I love Shudder. I love all that stuff. I do. I get my money's worth. I go to sleep with Shudder because I'm just weird. Like, let me tell you this. My dad knew a guy who was into FX. This is how I got into horror movies because I remember seeing them being made. The B&C movies go to Paramount on a Saturday and you can see all kinds of stuff being done. It's fucking amazing. I grew up, I hated leaving California because I loved the entertainment business. I did. And, I really do wish that the Oracle never came into my life. Yeah, I do. I wish that she would have lost her way in San Bernardino. That's how pissed I am and what I've come to, in praying in God to be reprieved from healing a business that they said 6 times. Now, mind you, 6 times they have rejected me. Finally, I said to God, it's been 6 times and I really just, I need something other than this shit. You know what I mean? That's really good to know, you know. I would like to be intelligent, you know. Let's just put it this way. If you're prayed to go somewhere and you're treated like an imbecile idiot, like you are the village idiot, which I really did, you know, try to do you need did anyone ever pray for an omega? I actually asked that. I shouldn't be asking if somebody freaking prayed for an omega. You know, I'm told by my spirit guide to come here. I'm not told by and bugged. I went there. I finally said, "Fuck, I'm just going to put my stuff in so my spirit guide would leave me the bleep alone." You know what I mean? I like my half an hour extra sleep. So I prayed today and I got my answer, which is finally, it's up to me. Yeah, you know, he did tell me, it was told by me by my, you know, the number one. Now I don't know if I'm number one or there's one left. It could be there's 20,000 more. And you know what? That warehouse can just keep her. What was it? The outfit she was wearing was $1,000. Expensive. With an expensive outfit. Curly hair, all the curls. She had a hairstyle that takes a good hour. And she wore it not just well, like she went and got out of the shower. I swear, it was just the way it shows. Getting out of the shower and you go in the next room and you know that she had to spend an hour and a half. I don't care to see somebody with their hair done when they shouldn't have it done. Yeah, I really do believe that you can save money on the thing, you know, but I spent time making I know I used to know the recipe how to make fake blood because my dad's friend needed fake blood made. So I always thought it was weird why he had a red tub, but I realized why. Because the fake blood literally after a certain amount of time will make it red anyway. But he had a red tub and we spent the whole weekend making fake blood. Yeah, I was red. I had a blast though. To me, it was like, oh, that's fake blood and corn syrup, and then you have the red dye. That's that was fun times. It wasn't fun moving from California to Hellsville and spending time there and feeling out of sorts. I just never. I'm going to be honest. I really I think that going to California for summer was the only way I could deal with not living in California. And I miss that. I wish my dad never left California. He left because of my birth mother was such a bothersome. I think that he should have stood up to her, but he didn't. He was just didn't. And I used to I'll be honest. I hated them winters and be honest. I hated them winters in Michigan. Freaking 90 degrees and you're sticking to it like 100% humidity. You go to fart and it's like Jesus stuck on you because it's so hot. I, my dad had to hear I'm glad you think I'm smart. I don't like to act like I'm better than anyone else. I just wanted to go somewhere where I was actually asked to heal. And I was told that I had a feeling I just wasn't hot enough. I don't know what the reason was. I was rejected as an omega. So I told God, this is the job I was rejected on. This is the job that will not accept an omega. They prayed for a hot omega. God, you know better. You should have given them a hot omega. And I'm being a smart ass. And then I get this one. Oh, am I the only one? Well, shit, you should have had me a lot hotter before I was allowed to be there. They're still praying for an omega there, by the way. And when you pray and you've already gotten what you prayed for, you're going to get other little nasty things that you don't need. Quit praying for an omega if you're not going to use it. Okay. Just a little 411. Yeah. I think that I'm hoping to, now that I feel free, Like I said, all the place has to do, sage 7 times around the whole perimeter. I mean, not just the one building, like the whole perimeter 7 times. And then you have to go through each building 7 times. That takes a long time. I don't mind doing it, but you're going to have to find a hotter Omega, because it's not going to be me. I don't have curly, I don't have blonde hair and expensive suits and high heels. Yeah, she was actually, they were showing her in fucking high heels, traipsing. I'm like, wow, where's my high heels? Let's see, I've got this. This is as high as I get. This. And they had her traipsing around in these super high heels and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I thought Hollywood would have gotten smart after so many years, but they didn't, you know. So I'm kind of bitching. And I don't care. I don't have to be an hour on here. I could be 2-3 hours. And to state my point, if you pray for a fucking Omega, use your Omega. Don't look at the chart and go, size 2. No. Blonde hair. Is it curly? Does it have the swirls? You're not an Omega. Well, it looks like we're going to have to reject you like 6 times and make you feel like an idiot. So after being rejected 6 times from this job, which God has asked me, I was bugged by my fucking spirit guide for a month. I really didn't want this job because I knew what it entailed. I did not want to go. They told me it was that pivotal time. Some fucker prayed and expected a well, honeys, this is it. I was told I was an Omega, and I was told by my father, who he was the last one to go in the whole process of his friends. They all died of heart attacks. Even the ones that were, the crazy Russian may have been crazy as fuck, but he had a banging body. Oh yeah, he had a banging body. That fucker had a body, I swear to God, better than most of the guys I were dating at that time when I was 17. Oh yeah. And he still had a banging body years later. For him to die of a heart attack, he didn't have no problems. He was just a crazy fucker. I never believed of the Omega Project. I always thought my dad bullshitted that, you know, it was Omega Project. He, years of his life, he was calling me Omega. It was a whole thing. I was like, wow, you know, just before he had passed away, he had told me he would tell me everything. You know how the thing goes, and then he dies. That's how it went. He went and told me, I will tell you everything, and he dies. I'm like, really? This is like a poopy thing. So, as much as I would love to talk to my dad, he does not tell me about the Omega Project. I don't know what is going on, but I do know that somebody did pray for me. I did go to where I was supposed to go, and I was rejected 6 times. Rejected from doing any praying, any going around the thing. I was like, well, fuck. So finally, after 2 years, I asked God to reprieve me and take me off the prayer thing, and that they need to be bound. Anyone praying for another Omega needs to be bound and not done with, because this is bothering me. And let's see what kind of earthquake happened. Alaska 3.6. And that's the reason why I've been so upset. Of the fact that if you're going to fucking pray for something, don't expect it to be hot, blonde with curly ringlets, which I'll never wear again. Curly little ringlets. And being super fucking natural. Let's just put it this way. Omegas, they're a bit up from a nun and a priest. Woohoo! Get off the TV and live your life. Because if you really believe that Omegas are supernatural or alien or any of that, it's not true. The reality of it is this. I was told by my spirit guide to go to a place. I went there. They rejected me 6 times and we're still praying for an Omega. Ah, I've been there. You don't pray no more. Please don't. I have asked God to bound you to not pray for any more Omegas. Please. Because this is it. Since I don't have curly hair and I'm not hot, it's not going to work. And I didn't realize it until I got the app Shutter, and I used it on my laptop here, and I said, "Oh fuck, they actually think that there's a hot Omega." They should have seen my grandmother. She was like a little short thing. She's not no hottie. I'm not no hottie. So what the fuck? Omegas are normal people that you will wait. They will pray for you. They'll light a candle. There you go. They'll help birth your child. They might know stuff about the plants that grow around the area so you can be healed. That's it. There's no magical stuff. Really. I hope I feel better too. I just hope that I really hope that people realize that when you see stuff on Shutter, which I'm wondering what it is. I'm looking at Shutter because I'm like, oh, hey, they got some new shit in here. Woohoo. Oh, is that under collection browse? I don't know. Things. The House of Wax by Vincent Price. Ooh, that seems like a good one to watch tonight. The House of Wax. Silent Night. Deadly Night. Number 4. Hey, maybe you can just watch the trilogy. There's a lot of fun going on. Hey, trust me. My dad and I would watch these and we go, okay, who's going to get it first and all that stuff. Oh, those are fun stuff. I will find it later and we will talk about what things they did wrong in the series, because it's an actual series, what they did wrong, what is the actual Omega, because I'm apparently the only one left. So we can see spirits. We wake up at night and I don't know how many are there. So I sleep with the light on. I just gave up, trying to communicate because it's just, let's just be honest. We're not supernatural, and it pain in the ass to look over and somebody's half their when someone newly dies, they don't look all right, and it's scary to me. So I just gave up on that, being that I don't like to wake up with that, and it's happened, a half face looking scary. So I sleep with the lights on so I don't see that shit. Didn't they make a movie about it was with not Voyager, but it was, or was it Voyager, where Star Trek went into that planet and they started below, and then they had the Khan, Genghis Khan. It was Khan. Remember that Khan, and he stole the project to make life. And my dad loved that movie. That was one of his favorite movies. But my dad also loved Escape from Witch Mountain, and we're not magical like that at all. I think maybe in his mind he would like us to be, but no, we're not. Just regular folks. Nothing magical in that. It kind of upset me though. I hope they don't make another series. It was a series, on witches. It was like a bounty of witches or something like that. Let me look it up. Oh, now I'm just like wanting to find it. Okay. So I'm just going to look up what they have featured. Okay. I'll just put witches because I know that they a discovery of witches creator series. They really do not need to discover anymore, because it wasn't a discovery of witches. It was a discovery of crap. They jumped the witches a long time ago. Yeah, they're healers. They're not witches. They're healers. We pray. We heal. That's it. Move on. That's the big Omega project. besides what, you know, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's called The Discovery of Witches. Watch The Discovery of Witches. She actually burns her hand to have the Omega symbol. And I about shit 2 bricks of stone and said, and she's hot. You gotta admit it. She's fucking hot. And what do I look like? Of size 2, super fucking hot. And what am I? I was size 16. I wasn't hot. And they looked at me like, oh shit. If you're watching The Discovery of Witches and thinking that there's more than one Omega, you all just went into imaginary land of imaginary. There is no one that's an Omega that looks like that. I have yet to meet anyone, not even an Oracle looks like that. I wish the Oracle would have lost her way or got hijacked. Really, I do. It you know, you talk. Well, when I got hired in at the place that wanted a Omega, I was 215 pounds. Now, being that I had been in a car accident and being I was supernatural and my neck and everything, my back needed a surgery. Being that I couldn't heal myself, I was an Omega and could have, I don't know. I decided to get healthy before my operation and I started swimming and stuff, but nothing, you know, losing weight actually ruined my life, ruined the way things are for me. It did. I can't even get a fucking job here. I'm like, I can't even get a job in Vegas. I can't get a job. I put in for a job over in Arizona. I put in jobs for I had friends live and I couldn't get. It's been really bad. And they're saying on the news how people aren't putting in for jobs. They're lying. I put in for shitloads. I put in over 800 or at least close to 1,000 because Indeed, you just, I'll put it in. It takes what, 2 seconds to put in an Indeed, you know, application. So you can put in loads along with like a cover letter of your choice. It's easy on Indeed. You can put on. I can't even get a job there for that. Some Omega I am, huh? And that's when I did my praying for 2 days for an answer just to hear what I knew I would. I wanted to be reprieved from the last place where I worked at, where I was asked to be healed by an Omega. Go figure. So as I'm working there, they're still praying for a fucking Omega. That's how stupid that it was. I'm like, really? You don't even know. Some days I would sit there and pray, God, give me strength, because these fuckers are so stupid. They have something in front of them and they are turning away. So I said, okay, all right. And that's when I said, I no longer want to be this no more. Mm-mm. Now this taught me a lesson. No more. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I finally said I don't give a fuck. The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, because they talked about that. I love that movie. That movie was so good. Do you know that the actor wore, like, they put prosthetics? They weren't even real muscles. They were, we knew the guy who actually put it on him. You know, he was the same guy. I did the fake blood. But he would put them on him, and he said, yeah, they would hook up and they would seam it in and do what was needed, because Carlos Montalban was not that muscular, you know, and they put fake muscles. I thought it was neat. I just did, you know. My friend had a huge crush on him, and I'm like, those are fake muscles. No, they're not. Yes, they are fake. She found out years later. She asked me how, and I said, a friend of ours would do those things. And a lot of these people don't make, they enjoy doing the FX, but it doesn't pay the bills. So they work at another job, or if it does pay the bills, they're always wanted and busy wherever. So why I was more pissed off about leaving and going to Michigan, land of the ice and cold, it's like, if it isn't freaking hot, it's freaking cold. Yeah. So when I went through this, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, they wanted a hot person and I'm not it. They wanted somebody that was supernatural and they're living way beyond the reality expectations. And I said, and I don't have alien technology, so that leaves a lot to be desired. you know, what did I write in my cover letter? I wrote that I am going through a change in my life and I miss them as a family. Let me find out what I wrote. Let's find out what I wrote, because I don't know if I took a picture of it, but it was like a cover letter saying, let's look at Indeed jobs. Let's see what I put in for my cover letter, and I'll read it out loud. Oh, I got I'm expecting, you know what? I was expecting things in my mailbox, and oh, oh, I was supposed to go to Sparks, and there's no way I can go there. Um, I wouldn't have been able to make it, but Stincy wants me. I can't go to Los Angeles, but I can go on a meet thing, joining info and stuff on tomorrow. So you've been invited to the following event. So it's supposed to be STIIZYBA interview Reno. I can't go to Reno though. I'd like to. Yeah, it's for Reno to be working with Cincy, and it's for a driver for $28 an hour, which I thought was really good. So I'm still thinking of doing that if it's not that big. I'm using their car and stuff, so see how it goes for that. I was asked by an employer, actually asked me to put an application in for them. So I said, okay. Oh, let's find. Let me find out. Okay, and linked is the one of the bullshit ones. I do not like them. They do not do anything for me. No. Oh, Douglas, Arizona is looking for stuff. Copper Queen Hotel's looking. Front desk clerk, Prump, Nevada. Yes. View job. So I'm going to put a job in right now. Hotel experience. No, no, no. Well, you know what? I'm honest. Oh, they want me to take an assessment. Okay. I'll take it later, because then I have to think. Mm, it's been a lot of putting in applications and stuff where I have to constantly look here going, oh shit. And a lot of it is stuff that is so far away to do these interviews. And it's supposed to be, they put it in, you're working in Pahrump, but you're going to travel to Los Angeles to take the interview. What the fuck? You know, travel to Los Angeles? You put it for here. It should be done here. Night Youth Mentor. 50 agents needed, $15 plus bonus, must live in Douglas, Arizona. Housekeeper. Okay, your applicant review. Okay. And I'm going to go for that online. I'm going to do that in the morning, and that's what I'm going to do so I can try to at least get something. I got to have something. I don't care what it is. Like I said, Omegas are not all these hot chicks that are blonde hair and blue-eyed with curly hair, like how they put in the Discovery of Witches over on the Splat channel. I call it Splat channel. On Shudder. I love Shudder. Discovery of Witches. I thought it was really, the first 3 were amazing, and then after that it went downhill. It was beyond fallacy. It was like, well, I did some mushrooms and I smoked weed and I got real drunk kind of show. And it did not make sense. And being that I've been told I've been an Omega all my life, they did nothing that they were so supernatural and so unbelievable. You're putting a woman in there who has perfect hair that she doesn't fart, doesn't sweat, nothing, but she can't fight and she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Yet I know more than what I'm doing in a situation. And she's been like, and you're thinking, wow, she's like special ed Omega, like I'm really dumb and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And that's what it seemed like. I need help. Help me. I can't do nothing. I'm Omega. And that's what it seemed like. This whole show, The Discovery of Witches, is her going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I look pretty. I'm wearing nice clothes and I look pretty. And that's what The Discovery of Witches is about. Discovery of Witches is about a woman who's fucking supernatural, super hot, and got curly ass hair. And I'm like, I got stoned in the reality of things. This is what happened. An Omega came to a place that she was prayed for, and they said, and I'm like, okay. Finally, after 2 years of being, having to deal with a spirit guide going, did you put an application for that place? Every time before I get up in the morning, I have to hear that. This morning I didn't. I was like, something's changed. And it really made me feel so good. And it made me feel so good, I don't have to be an Omega no more. And I don't. My dad wasted his whole life thinking that he was bringing up a fucking Omega, which was like a joke from, I would be like a comic book. Really. That's how I felt in the end. It was a comic book joke. So did I ask to be an Omega? Fuck yeah! I don't want to be an Omega. I didn't up for this shit. So, toodles. You guys don't want an Omega? I'm outie Saudi. Yeah. And that's how I felt about that. Today, I've been reprieved like you cannot believe. I am so fucking happy. I hope to God never to do another big prayer thing ever again. I used to have family members. My dad used to call me up. Oh, you got a psychic feeling about the car I'm buying. You think I'm joking? Ask my kids. My dad used to call. I used to have certain family members call for a psychic feeling. And yeah, it was fine and dandy when everyone believed in an Omega on the face of the earth. I'm done. I hope somebody has sex and makes another Omega because I said today, I'm done. Obviously, the time has come where there's no more need for any more Omegas. Because if God's saying I'm number one and I'm done, I'm done. I asked God to not have me as an omega. I told God that I am tired of people praying and expecting what Shutter puts out as omega material. You want that? Fuck, you can wait another 20, 30 years. I don't give a fuck. I'm not religious in that fact. You guys call me up and kick me out. You reject me? Toodles. I don't give a fuck. What does omegas do? Pray? Help birth babies? Woohoo! We got doctors for that now. We've been replaced a long time ago. Think about that. And if it's an omega project, the way that it's being said, and I do think it's more so what Chris says, it would be something that would bring a planet that had no life. Life. That's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me see what my cover letter has on Indeed. All right, because they have a thing on the cover letter. Thanks for reminding me on that. Yeah, if I don't have a cover letter, I'm going to have to sell this house because I won't be able to afford to buy it. I have to finance it. And apparently nobody here in Trump wants to hire a lot of people. I'm not the only one. There's my friend's son Kyle, myself, So it's not pulling up right now. It's giving me a hard time. I did make it short and sweet. It was very much like a sentence stating about, I didn't want to use the word divorce, but my life is changing. I'd appreciate to be near my family and friends here at work. I mean, it's short and sweet. It states the fact that I miss them, and yeah, it'd be nice to come back. I have realized in general, um, I I've never in the past 5 years I've seen things that I thought would never see happen, where the police is not respected, and where being terrorizing a city and saying that you're respectfully, like, whatever, all the things that have gone on in the past 5 years made me realize I'd rather not be an omega. It's be quite dangerous. Because we're not supernatural, we can't save ourselves in that way. And I said, to myself, God, it seems like it would be more dangerous than anything to want to be an omega. So I have decided to buy special makeup to put behind my neck so no one will know I'm an omega. I don't even want to advertise anymore, because once this job said, and they 6 times rejected me, I came to a whole point that I don't need to be an omega. They're still fucking praying to this day. That's what my spirit guide said. They really are still praying for a fucking omega. Let me tell you, the omega had been there, left, and gone. So don't pray for any more omega. If you're a company that's praying for an omega and you're not receiving it, the idea maybe is that the omega came and decided, look, I'm not getting any help, and I can't heal something when somebody doesn't believe that you're it. You're the it girl. So I said, okay. I finally, after 2 years, just gave up and ask God to let me not have to deal with this, because then I'm stuck. I'm stuck waiting for them to hire me and to try to heal something that they're looking for, someone that doesn't exist. A real omega is a whole different idea, and it kind of perturbed me. I'm going to pray for an omega, and then I'm going to reject her 6 times, not just once but 6. I finally, one day I came home and I said, my dad said wonderful was to be an omega, and I'm seeing all the pitfalls. And I finally, this week, it was after Christmas and everything, I said, I don't want to be one no more. It's not even rewarding. I'm not even learning nothing. I quit learning when I moved here in Pahrump. For 2 years, nothing has been learned, nothing has been done. I've been stagnant. It's been stagnant and not learning, and being rejected over and over and over, to the point where I said, God, I cannot be an omega no more. No one believes that we are normal people, just normal human beings going on in our lives, and all we do is pray. We're not supernatural. We're not what's shown on Shutter in the gaggle of witches. We are normal human beings who pray. We're just up a step above whatever. We are supposedly healers. So I have stepped down as being an omega. I will not step up again, but that's to be seen. I don't care to have people know I have on the back of my neck. It will be covered up. No one will ever see that again. After dealing with this whole thing of my work and stuff, I no longer want to even use that word, but it's a part of my past. It's just something I'm not going to use in my future anymore. Oh, I know. They don't care, but I worked there before. I worked over at the warehouse, and they said many people would have cover letters say, hey, remember me? And they would say, I would like to come back to the family. So I did a cover letter that they told me that they receive all the time when we used to read out the cover letters that have been in the morning. Every morning we would hear about a person wanting to come back, and they would laugh about it, and they would joke about the person. And I'm sure they did a lot of nice little jokes about me being stupid and stupid and stupid and stupid and stupid. Oh, but I have a good heart, but I'm stupid as fuck. That's how I was pretty much told. I have a good heart, but I'm stupid as fuck. And that's what I was told. So do I really want to go back there? I don't know. I think if I need a job, which I do, they pay under the minimum wage, by the way. Yeah, that's what I figure. That's why I'm going elsewhere. I mean, they didn't, they pray for an omega, and one comes under their mist and they go, you don't have curly blonde hair. I was actually told that. I was told I didn't have curly blonde hair. And I said, you're joking, right? Oh, no, there's a show that has an omega. I wasn't told the name of the show, but I was told there was an omega show out. And I said, really, what's the name? I found it on Shutter. And it is like a C movie. It comes off the first three, I would say, shows of it was very good. After that, it went downhill very fast, and they didn't know what they were dealing with. So yeah, as you say, as doing, I don't have any high values of them calling me, because they prayed for a fucking omega and was expecting a actress. That's stupid. Really. I'm going to wish for an alpha, and he better be 7'2", fucking muscles and a big dick. If I don't get that, I'm not going to believe it. You know? So that's how I felt like they were like, oh, I'm not looking how they wanted. There's only one Omega left. I have stepped down from that whole thing after my last work that had prayed for me. And I came there and I offered as well as I could my services free. No, it's a learning experience. To this day, I'm still pulling out and offering it. But if you keep praying, and this is what I told my spirit guide, they're bringing in other things that are bad. They're praying for an Omega that it has already come in your midst and left. There's no more Omegas. This is it. That's where the buck stopped me. That's why I came. I may not be, as good looking as that actress with the curly hair. I was actually told that the Omegas had curly hair. Oh, Jesus Christ, are they stupid? So yeah, I'm going elsewhere. I went to get my MME card and I have it all set and done to go. In fact, let me get over here because I got to do some cleaning in here and all that. But I got some extra stuff. I'll just send it to them because I don't feel like going there. I'm that kind of a lazy bitch because they really don't like me. So I'm going to send it to them and say, I'm being a good friend. Here's from Steffi. You should try it. They did a good job on my MME card, just to be nice. This is them. And they were really good. They really were. I believe that was the best freaking $60 I spent. Really. So if you're in a position, I don't think that anyone's been in this kind of position where you're a healer or where you feel that you can at least do a positive thing and learn, and it turned out to be a shit show from hell for 2 years. So I finally I got pissed off at my spirit guide, and after being pissed off and my spirit guide saying, why are you doing this? I'm saying I cannot go somewhere and heal and being prayed that they want a healer there. And when I go there, they look at me and tell me I don't have curly hair and I'm not an Omega. I'm not supernatural and I don't have all these things, and tell me what in the chicken butt. I'm like, no. Finally, I sat there on Christmas Day and said, my Christmas present I want where I don't have to heal that warehouse or the business, because they keep praying for something that isn't available right now. That's like praying for a 2045 vehicle and being upset that you didn't get it. It's not 2045. Yeah. As for dealing with that job, no, they wanted an Omega that was fake. They wanted the curly blonde hair. They wanted something that I told my dad in the end, you know what? We fucking could have stayed in California, lived a good life. No, we went to a place called hell, as far as I'm concerned. I lived where it got cold and hot and it had muggy, and I lived there. I had more fun in California. I really did. I really hated Michigan. I hate to say this. It wasn't my, place to live. And as for jobs, no, I finding a job there was as hard as finding a job here. Except at least there, maybe do. I don't know. It was really weird. I've never been in a position where I was told by my spirit guide to put an application in because it was a pivotal turning point, because I was to heal that place. I was called upon. And they go, oh, you don't have curly hair like the other girl. I didn't understand 2 years ago until I went on Shudder to realize the dumbasses thought that all omegas have curly hair. Oh, yes, all omegas. You see, we all have curly hair and we all talk like we're from California. Yeah, she talked like she was from California. And then when she used her accent, you're like, yeah, that jumped a million sharks in one thing. Do not put someone with a California accent right in the thing. Oh yeah, it was. You know that they were just laughing their asses off. So when I went, and I'm thinking, well, maybe my job will believe I'm Omega and I'm to heal this, but I kept my mouth shut because shit, I really believe that they thought Omegas were supernatural. Yes, I look at you and you can fart. I can make you fart. If I was an Omega and I could be supernatural, you know what I would be? I'd be making everyone fart, burp, and I'd be doing all kinds of crazy shit. To be Omega, the way I'm representing as a thing is like, let me go and pray. And I'm not a spiritual person that you would see and think that I was that way. Yeah, I'm not that kind of, spiritual person that is, do I feel stupid? I feel stupid for going there. Yes, I do. I wish I would have just went somewhere else. Really, I do. I really wish that I would have went somewhere else, but I believed my spirit guide. My spirit guide believed what was going on. They were praying for a fucking Omega, the only one left. And I was told I wasn't the Omega because I didn't have fucking curly hair like on the movie or the whatever they were showing. The gaggle of fucking witches. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad because I didn't finish what I was supposed to. And it just pisses me off. That's all. Stupid people. You get together with more than one. Don't pray together, baby, because I'm so not coming. You had one Omega to come to your business. I came there. I left. No healing. There's no supernatural to it. It's just fucking prayer. You do it yourself. I'm done. And that's the way I feel. I'm done. When I have done all I possibly could, and then I'm told I didn't have curly hair, so that makes me not a Omega. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was told by a different person who had dark hair, well, she was an Omega, and I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, you get that. Oh, they meaning a lot of the management. You got like a bunch of the management that actually believed in Omega. They were talking about, they even looked at the back of my neck. And I was told I wasn't an Omega because I didn't have curly hair. I didn't have curly hair. Can you? Oh my God. I was floored. That's like, that's like telling Jesus, well, you don't have a certain color hair and it's not curly, so you're not Jesus. And that's what they did to Jesus. You know that. They told Jesus he wasn't, special. And he did supernatural shit. I have yet to do anything supernatural. I can have an abundance of burping when I drink a beverage. But when it comes to stupid people who don't want to hire, or who stupid people who pray for something, receive it and look at it like it's shit, that cracks me up. That's what cracks me up. They said that the Omega should have like there's a checklist. So let's make up their checklist. Okay. Let's make up the warehouse's checklist for their Omega. Let me see if I got my pen here. Because the warehouse's Omega for their checklist is totally different than the reality. Okay. We're going to work on a checklist. Help me, guys, now. We're going to do a checklist of an Omega checklist. The reality checklist is, it's there. Oh, God. It wasn't used. Okay, so the real checklist is, all right, praise, to heal. All right. And the other person, whoever asked for me to come, they had a lot more power. They weren't a normal. It takes a person with conviction. That means they have to be somewhat a good person at heart to do this, to ask for an Omega. So when you ask for an Omega and you get your Omega turned away, that's not it. That doesn't go well. So, praise to heal. No supernatural. This thing writes like shit. I want my other one. I forgot where I put the fucker. There. Oh, here it is. This is my favorite one. I like this one. Okay. No supernatural. Works with herbs. Okay, herbs. All right. We got that. And praise to heal, works with herbs. Can help birth babies. I'll put birth babies. What I was taught, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things that I can do. Now, Hollywood's Omega could do everything and birth babies by farting. Just go, there's one, there's one, there's one. Yeah. They make Omega. Okay, Hollywood's Omega. Yeah, they even said about me having curly hair, or somebody, the Omega that they have seen has curly hair. And I'm like, there's no other Omega. What are you talking about? Curly hair. I didn't realize till I went on Shudder in the fall of this year. And I found the Omega with curly hair. She's an actress. She's not a real Omega. So Hollywood Omega has curly hair. We'll put that number 1. Has curly hair, which I will never curl anymore. I'm done. You know, after dealing with being told that Omegas have curly hair, I'm going to make it out that I don't have a curl. All right. Because then it'll really put me further away. All right. Even though I've been reprieved. As of today, Stefania has been reprieved from ever doing any more healing. I don't have to do a goddamn healing as long as I live. And I'd be happy as a fucking clam. Just saying. My family made such a big fucking deal. And the place I worked at rejected me so much. I said, there must not be a need for any more Omegas. Because I'm the last one. There must be no more need. So it has curly hair, hot ass size 2 body. Hot size 2 body. All right. I didn't have that. No. Okay, number 3. We have number 3. Number 3 is supernatural. That's what we're working with, supernatural. Not going to happen, natural. And number 4, coming off as alien technology. That's what they were working on. They really should not make any more of these Omega things on Shudder because it really sucks. And it went over the broomsticks, as they say, or the shark. It was bad. It really was. In the end, I didn't even want to see the end. I didn't even care if she got back home or whatever they were planning because it jumped the shark many moons ago. So we have Hollywood's Omega has curly hair. hot size 2 body, supernatural, money that comes out of her ass. So we'll put supernatural money. So supernatural money. And we got powers, supernatural powers, which I'm not, I always wanted to move shit, Don't that. So, okay. So we have, yes, and they did say, it was a woman that was in our group said that omegas have curly hair. And I'm like, and she's the same woman that would talk about animal sex. So I don't know. But anyway, uh, it's dealing with weed. The warehouse is a weed warehouse. That's why I had to get my MME card in order to work with weed. You have to pay to work with weed. Yeah. And usually you make more than what's asked of. Yeah. Did they ask? They prayed for me. I went there and I was told, yes, that they themselves, the person who I was talking to, I like to not name, said that omegas have curly hair in Hollywood, as what I see, because I don't have curly hair. Do you see curl? No. Hollywood omegas have curly hair, hot size 2 bodies, supernatural powers, and supernatural money. Because in the reality of things, most women who would tell people that they were an omega and they were supernatural, they'd be looked at as a little bit nut baggy, really. So number 5 is not looking crazy. So we'll put not looking crazy. All right. Number 6. Everybody knows about omega and has answers, which with me, no one knew about omega and no one knew shit. So everybody has answers. That's what I see. Okay, now the difference is you have the real omega, which is only 3 things, and there's nothing supernatural. There's no supernatural money. There's no supernatural powers. There's no curly hair. The only thing is no supernatural, works with herbs, and births babies. That's a fucking omega. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing said about it. Learn. That's all. And I had to go through a lot to it what it does is it makes your life stagnant. When someone prays for you and you go to their job or you go to their business, you work there and they go, and they send you away pretty well. There's no reason for me to work somewhere where I wouldn't feel welcome. You know what I mean? So when I was told about having my hair, it wasn't having curling. Her hair was styled. That's what it was. It wasn't curls. Her hair was styled. Well, everything was closed, and I couldn't think of getting a hairstylist when everything was closed because of the China virus. Go figure. Yeah, everything was closed because of the China virus, and yeah, I had to go with brown hair up to here until I can get it dyed. Now, I like to do my own dyeing. It's a mess, and it's just I just do a horrible job. I really do. Yeah. And in that time, I was told that my hair wasn't styled or curled. I used the word curl. I have no supernatural stuff. So I went on my merry way. And I finally, after have as an omega, you will have a stagnation life. That means it won't go nowhere because the fuckers prayed for you and send you on your way. Like, well, you don't look like an omega. As always, stupid people should not get their prayers answered. But at least I know tomorrow I'm taking my Jeep in. Enigma's getting fixed. I just can't drive for a while. For a little bit. So people have asked me, why did my dad make a big deal? And I did look on the dark web a while back, like many moons ago. It's changed since then. And I used to be able to find more information about, there's different projects of Omega and different things to go with it. So if you find more, if you don't, I don't care. I have given up on I'm going to be honest. I've been disenchanted with the Omega everything. And after this job, rejecting everything, I said to God, take me off. I don't want to be an Omega no more. And he did. He really listened to me. And my spirit guide said, I don't have to do any more praying, any more this. I don't have to. I didn't have to before. I did it because I thought I was helping people. And I got to the point where when I went to a place and I was preyed on, hey, we want an Omega. They wanted the Hollywood version of Omega, is what they wanted. They wanted the nice hair, the nice nails, the nice clothes, the nice body, the California accent in all the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? And it wasn't going to be getting. So I asked God, I don't want to be an Omega no more. I really don't. I said, this job disenchanted me so much, so I didn't want to even be an Omega anymore. I did. I really asked God to take me off that and never be an Omega. He said he can't do that, but I'm not exposed to go and to heal this place because they're being so difficult through the past 2 years. Keep praying for a Hollywood version of Omega that will never happen in this lifetime, at least. I'm just putting it out there. What do you mean I'm glad I'm still here? Well, a potential employer didn't say, or our employer say about having a certain body type. It's the way they came off of how a Omega would look. And it would be the actress who is a size 2, which I don't have. It would be somebody who would look perfect in every instance and have her I swear to God, her whole outfit was filthy, but her hair was shiny, clean, and new, and not even dusty, and all curly, all fucking curly. It was just, ugh. I think the curls made me, and I said to myself, her having that perfect hair made me just the non-reality of it. I'm so tired of the supernatural shit that doesn't even happen to us. And they're putting it out like every Omega is a size 2. Every Omega has curly hair, blonde hair, blue eyes. It's just like saying that every Oracle is a black person, and it's not true. So in that instance, if you're looking and saying that they said I had a size, they came off that I wasn't the Omega because I didn't look like the actress. Yes. Yes. And that's not how it went. And because of them praying for a fucking miracle and looking at it as a gift horse in the mouth, I have given up being an Omega. They have prayed for 2 years now, and the only miracle they had walked out the door in April. I was disenchanted with everybody talking about miracles and prayer, and I was there. That's right. It is the last letter in the alphabet, and that's the truth. And if that is the case, that's how I like to see it. Because I am not going to wear my hair up until I have my symbol covered. I will not ever wear, people will never know me as Omega. I have come to that. It's been more of a burden than, as my great grandmother, who was an Omega, died a horrible death. And I really don't, I just feel that it's a glorified name from hell. That's what I figure, and what sucks is when you have a spirit guide bugging you to put in an application somewhere and you're like going, and you really don't want to put an application somewhere, but you enjoy the work there. I enjoyed the work there. It's just they didn't believe me enough to be supernatural enough to be a healer. When you have younger people and you work with them and they are above you and you know more than they do, and they're telling you that you're not something that you are, it's confusing. So if you have a work that prays for a miracle and you're that miracle, and you walk out or you leave or you want to come back and they don't want you, then that's a time to look elsewhere. And I have been. I've been looking everywhere. In order for me to stay here, to afford to live here, to refinance, I have to have a job. I have to. If I don't have a job, I got to move. I don't know where I'll go. I told my husband, my ex to be, it didn't matter where I was to go. If that's the case, I really have come to the point, and I think it's when you're told as a kid and you're growing up and you're becoming a young woman, a young adult, you have your own kids and you go through all the things of living. And then when you tell your kids, hey, grandpa said, I'm special, I'm an Omega, just come in the family. And then you get your first job ever, and your last, because they refuse to acknowledge that you are an Omega. All I would do is walk around with sage and pray. That's it. That is it. That is the magical of that. And I would have been done. I pretty much know who prayed for me. I would like to tell them, please don't pray no more. If you do not accept what God sends you, then do not pray. If you are, really. Because whoever prayed, and I know who did, the person who prayed really thought that there was going to be a supernatural woman come through that door. And in reality, yeah, that didn't happen. And if you believe that there's people with supernatural, I'm sure there is, but I have yet to meet them. Really, I have yet to meet anyone who can move stuff around, who's an Omega person, who's making $20,000 a year and wear a suit that is made for someone who's a multimillionaire. When you have someone who can't act, but they're really good looking. See, it makes a difference in Hollywood. You could suck at acting, but as long as you're a size 2 and have your hair curled, when it's, yeah, I didn't really like that show, and I didn't end up watching. What I did is I actually skipped a bunch of this show. It sucked so bad. The Omega thing sucked so bad. I just wanted to see the end and find out if she was smart enough to, yeah, she was. Omegas usually have a decent IQ. For her, it was like, God damn, she's a dumbass. She really was. In my family, she wouldn't have survived 5 minutes. And in reality, she wouldn't have survived. So I would suggest to the company, call the what was it, the actress, and have her do that. I'm sure she needs money now. I know I'll have to have 6 months worth of employment, and that's why I'm trying to hurry up. Yeah. I figure, June, July. So yeah, I knew that too. Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be selling, but I'm not selling. I'm not saying anything to my friends because of the fact that they get upset. And I really don't want to jump the gun. I'm looking down here because I have something that just fell. I don't want people to think I'm just saying it to be a mean, evil bitch. It's just the reality of it. If you want me to stay here, Pahrump, offer me a job that I could show the bank. 6 months worth, yeah. Of course it does. We may fit in with my schedule. What schedule? I work with whatever the job would want me to do. I don't have a job, and I go on here whenever I want to. I go on Monday and Fridays, and anything could be changed. I have an open ass schedule. It's been that way since April. I have had an open schedule forever. And I'll even put it here. All right. Let me get that. I'm putting my phone number on here. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. No one ever calls me anyway. No. I have my so I put my, phone number out. There we go. That's my schedule. Anything works. I've done 3 jobs together. I had one job I worked 1 day, another job I worked 3, and another job I worked 2. So I had 3 jobs to make up for a full-time job. I don't have any jobs. I need to show 6 months worth. So I'd be there till June, but I would stay on even further. Yeah, I would. And that's what I need. I really do, and I wouldn't leave. I stay there, why look for, it's like I get I need easy. I have to be made to change. Yeah, like when it's got to be real bad. My husband was really pissed off. He didn't want me to work there because I had friends. I actually started, having friends and stuff, and it wasn't looked at very well. And I just got tired of arguing with my ex. He just fought all the time, and I'm just, oh, you know what I mean? So I got my phone number out there. Share it with the right people, not with people who are going to call me and breathe heavy, the type stuff, I don't want to have that. I'll go anywhere. Right now, I need 6 months of full work in one place. I don't need 6 months of work in 10 different places. I need one job for this shit. So if people are going to say, hey, about my Omega thing, I'll just say it's a nickname or whatever. But right now I feel so bothered by how I had my my spirit guide, is usually not taken up like this. And I bitched to my spirit guide and said, you know what? You had me go twice. The first time was a winner. The second time I didn't do anything. I didn't even get a chicken dinner. I was expected to have my hair fully done all the time, curled and like fucking ringlet. I hate that hairstyle, by the way. I do not like it. I like the waves. The waves. The 1920s waves, like that look. Short haircut, easy to take care of, not the long crap hair. Cut this shit off. That's what I'm going to do. Just cut it off and fucking deal with it. I'm old anyway. I've come to the point, I'm 52 years old. I'm tired of the shit. I am tired of people telling me how omegas should look. This is it. This is an omega. This is what I was told as a child and grew up. And when I was to go for my first and ever job for an omega, as being prayed and told by my spirit guide, somebody prayed for you. And then when I find out 2 years later, it's not for me. They prayed for an omega to do a healing. Like sometimes there's a place that the ground is sour. You can actually heal. Omegas are known to make sour grounds good again. Just let you know. That's what I felt. The ground was sour. It was sour ground. It needed healing. They were right. It needed healing, but it wouldn't take one time. It would take many, many praying times and a lot of hours. Yeah, because it was really, really bad. There's some bad shit that happened there a long time ago. You could, like my grandfather would say, the blood may have seeped into the soil, but it's still there. It's just something bad happened there. I don't know what it was, but I was asked as an omega to heal it. And I could have done it. I had no problem doing it. I have no problem doing it for free. I just have a problem. Someone going, your hair's not done and you don't look like a size 2. They never said that. They said, you like I don't like an omega's got a certain look. Really? Because they looked in back of my neck and I did not look like an omega. That's the feeling that I got from them. Like I didn't look like an omega. So yeah. Let's see what I got here. Lume. No, I already got a bunch. Woo. Oh, I got a thing with gnomes. So I ordered a gnome that was for Christmas, but I like gnomes. They're so damn cute. No, they didn't tell me wasn't a size 2. They kind of looked at me like, really? You know, you get that look like, oh, you don't look like an omega. Oh, I'm sorry. Hollywood has painted us to look. My great grandmother Stefania was a short little thing and did not look like the omega on the TV show at all. She didn't have blonde hair. That was for my great grandfather, who was a Swede. I'm 25% Swedish. So she wasn't a Swede. She had dark black hair. My great grandmother Stefania wasn't even close to being even comparably a blonde. She had dark black hair, and it was curly though. I just didn't receive the curls. That's all. I don't know if there are any more. I really don't. I'm not that way. It's just when you come to the point that you rather have a job than being an omega, and having the title as omega is not financially helpful. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. When it's not financially helpful to be an omega, you know, you almost think that all the shit my dad said, was it real? And it was. My dad told me, you know, hey, you know, the family always thought you know, this was like a great honor. And I'm like, Dad, It's not a great honor. And I told him that. I told him I felt what I felt about being an Omega and what I felt as time got closer to a turning point. Our family's turning points and our life's different. And they said the turning point was happening, you know? I learned it was a turning point of crap, but I did learn that their idea of Omega was not my idea. What I was brought up as Omega, which is a regular person who has a good heart who helps other people. That is it. That is it. That's the Omega. We're just regular people who like to help out our community. That's it. There's no special shit. I'm not supernatural. I don't fart specialty, but it would be fun. It'd be fun to fart the Star Spangled Banner and have it where people hear it. Yeah, it'd be fun. Fart the star. That's a good thing. See, I would like to do that, but I can't. See, I'm not supernatural. See, the one on TV is supernatural. I bet you she could really fart the Star Spangled Banner. That's what I thought. I would have to fart the Star Spangled Banner. So I'm going to go and probably call where I'm going to take my Jeep and tell them to pick it up because it will need a lot of work done on it. And I'm going to clean it out tonight so I don't have to worry about anything being taken because it's already been dealt with. I don't like to go, oh, they took this. No, just take the shit out and you don't have to worry about it. Keeps everybody happy and honest. The way Hollywood made Omega come out and the way I was taught were two different things. It's someone who helps your neighbor. You have somebody who goes, oh, so and so gave birth. I'm going to go and make them a goodie basket. And a lot of times they were so helpful. They would receive extra food and stuff, and they would do stuff in the neighborhood. Find out Joe Blow lost his job and needs some baked goods or whatever. That's what my great grandmother Stefania did. She was an Omega. She helped people. She was psychic. She helped people. When she died, she was so revered that some places were closed over a week. That's how much they loved my great grandmother over in Michigan, in Polish town that they had over in Michigan. And I'll tell you this much. She was at the great time where it was welcomed and loved and not looked at that she wasn't 5 foot, 6 foot 1 or 2, and that she didn't have her hair blonde because my great grandmother had black hair. My great grandmother had dark hair. Yeah. And dark eyes. She had like a hazel eyes. She didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes, and all that. That came from my Swedish grandpa, who was a nutbag. So if you're looking for an Omega Hollywood style, get the actress. I think I will suggest them to go and get the actress to do all that shit because she in her thing is supernatural. I will refuse to do anything because I don't look like the actress and I don't care to. Oh, my Jeep. My Jeep, it's a 27. Let me see, the 4-wheel drive quit working. Then it started to overheat. And I'm going to have Devin give me a ride to the Uh, I want to get some creamer for my I drink this stuff called mud, but God, it's so you have to have like the sweet creamer, the one that says Snickers bar. That's it. You get the Snickers bar one, it makes it better and tastes good. Because without that mud tastes like that. It's bad. Oh, they did. They sold it to make money, but what gets me is people actually believe that that's how an omega is. My great grandmother had dark hair. She did have it curly. It was curly. I didn't receive the curls. That's just the way it went, genetics. I received long blonde hair. And if I'm out in the summer, it turns white blonde. I get white blonde hair in the summertime if I'm out in the sun all the time, and I tan real well. But I don't, you know, it's being told that I didn't have my hair styled the way the actress did. And I've come to the point, maybe evil people, maybe it's really evil people have their hair curled. That's it. That's it. I just came up with an idea. Evil people have their hair curled. Thank you. Yeah, I had it natural up to here, and then I was indoors, so I had to have it matching. And Mary did a wonderful job at Aqua. She really does. And if you have Mary, you're very lucky. She knows what she's doing. I'm very happy with having my hair done. It looks natural and it doesn't look over the top stupid. Mine's an automatic, but listen to this. Okay, mine's a special Jeep. My Jeep, you can drive it either way. There's on the top, there's toggles. You can actually use it as a manual on top. Yeah, really. You can use it as a manual or as an automatic. I use it as an automatic, but you can use it yeah, it's an amazing Jeep. They made it to where people who like to use the manual can. So it has both. I mean, what I like is I got heated seats all throughout the vehicle, and I have a heated steering wheel. It's so nice in the wintertime when you go in, you can turn on your Jeep and you come into your Jeep where the seat is already heated with the steering wheel. And it's really nice. I like that. I do. I'm going to say I didn't pick it out. It was my ex. He really liked it. It is a really good driving vehicle. I mean, when it's not overheating and not driving too well. So it kind of, so I got to get that fixed. I can't, I got to have a job and I got to have a running vehicle. So it's going in tomorrow. I am going to call them in today and I'm going to tell them because I know it's going to need to be towed in. I'm just not even going to bother. I'm going to have it towed in and call it a day on that one. Because I already know it's bad. It won't make it. I don't think so. Because they have these two toggle switches that my dad and my ex went and accidentally got it. And he's like, I don't know how to do that. But it does have both. It's weird. It's really weird. Yes, the transmission is automatic. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take it into the because I got my insurance thing, but I'm like thinking, would it be cheaper somewhere else? Yeah. Oh, I know. It is. It's going to be an expensive repair, and I really can't afford it, but I can't afford not having a vehicle either. Ugh. And that's why I was calling the insurance company, was just calling me back saying that that was, they haven't had any money from September, October, November, December, 3 months later. When you dream about people, that you've grown up or you live. And I remember I had a dream where it didn't make sense. You'd be sitting eating ice cream, before you know it, you're standing in line for like a lizard or something, you know what I mean? I was with my spirit guide, and usually I hear her voice. I don't see her, talk with her in dreams. And she was in my dream going, you know, I usually don't say that you're right, but you were complaining in dreams how you were treated when you were told that you were called upon, and you went there thinking that they would know exactly that it was you. And I go, yeah. And you went through the whole thing of trying to explain who you are, but saying, hell, they should look behind my neck. I got it there. It's like a calling card. That's the reason why I put the tattoo. I put the tattoo behind there so people would say, what's an omega? What does that tattoo represent? And in no one, I have never, oh God, it's like the IQ has gone way down. I'm not sorry. It's just, it seems like people are really gotten real stupid. I had two friends send me to two different type of apps that were nothing compared to me. And I said, in the past 2 years, did you not realize what kind of person I am? Am I that bad of an explaining person? Okay. Not all omegas are blonde. My great grandmother had dark hair. It was naturally curly. Not all omegas will be blue eyed. My great grandma had different colored eyes. They were hazel. Not all omegas will be tall. My great grandmother was quite short. So Hollywood has put out, I guess it would be something that they want you to believe. And when I had actually management look behind my neck. You would think, hey, can we have a talk sometime? I'd like to know about your tattoo. I would really let them know the whole story. I'm no mega. I come here to pray. Nothing. I don't how to say this. Um, Maybe people pray and expect a special type of a miracle where you have the music, oh, and then you have all the stuff going on, and you feel like it did something. But in reality, it doesn't go like that. And they should make a real uh, uh, a reality of what a real omega is. And it's not supernatural. I cannot move stuff. Here, come here. I have to go get it. I got a foul mouth like you can never believe. I really do. But it's just the way I am. You know. Oh, yeah, I know. This is the first time in my life I am put in a situation without any wheels. I lived in Detroit, I lived in San Diego, and they had, bus services and stuff. There's nothing like that here. There's no services to help someone that isn't, like a senior citizen yet, but, you're in a place. So I'm to that point, I have to put out the money. I have no job, and I have been putting myself out there. It's not the point. I haven't been trying. I went last week with my Jeep and got oh, amazing MME card. In fact, my old job, I'll send them the information so they can help more people get their MME card. I'm hoping to help people out. Maybe I can do that. That would be the closest thing to a prayer to them because they just don't have the faith. They really don't. If they had the faith, I would have been utilized. There's no. Yeah, they do. I just use my mouse on my leg. I'm gonna have to probably get offline soon. Um my laptop gets kind of hot. I just don't like it to get too hot. It's just on my lap and it's just getting warm. That's all. Do you see my tattoo? Do I believe in no, I don't. I believe in miracles to a certain extent. I really do believe that there are miracles, but people make them happen. That God moves the people to be for there for us, like me. Moves them here. Go here. You're here. You ever notice that sometimes you're needed in a place and you happen to be there? That's a miracle in its own. I really do. And I had the it's not that you see here you don't see my I would have to have my hair up, because we worked with weed and I'd have my hair up every day and they seen it and they knew it and they never, like I said, you would think, I mean, if you see a tattoo that's about this tall in the back of someone's neck, wouldn't you want to ask them, hey, where'd that tattoo? Why'd you get that? I'd be curious. I would. You wouldn't say anything if you seen someone's tattoo. You would not kind of question. It's not. Uh, there's not many people going around with omega tattoos with an 8 in the middle of it. By the way, that's how the omega thing has the 8 in it. You know what the 8 is for? Is for the forever. That's why it's called omega forever prump. Omega forever is you got the omega symbol and you have the forever 8 symbol, which means that it goes on. That means my daughter could have been on omega and down the line. You know what I mean? It usually skips. I don't expect, you know. like I said, I believe that there are people that are here to help, but if you're going to be preying on an Omega and expect the one that is the Hollywood Omega, that is never going to come. It will never be there. It's just not. You know, I'm not going to be coming there with fucking curled hair. Talking like I'm from California. Well, I'm probably just more or less, you're looking like something that isn't a reality. The reality is my great grandmother was the closest thing to an Omega. I'm like, don't give a fuck. She gave more of a fuck than me. Okay, let's just be honest. She gave more of a fuck than I did. I'm like the blonde hair guy going, yeah, you won't want. Oh, I gotta go get my Jeep fixed. Hello, Omega Hotline. Really? Oh, you're kind of, my Jeep's being repaired. Yeah, I'm going to get it fixed tomorrow. My YouTube channel, that's what I look. No, I don't have no, I don't have hair done like how the producers did in that. No Omegas aren't supernatural. No, they don't fly like in the movie. Well, it's not a movie, but you know, on Shutter, no, they don't have it like on Shutter. No, they're not 26 and super young and super skinny and got their hair all done up and wearing expensive clothes and expensive shoes and time travels. No. This is, we just pray together, and I got a foul mouth like you cannot believe. I can swear like there's no tomorrow. I can tell you that much. Trust me. Yeah, my daughter had a teacher. I can tell you that since Jesus Christ, she really did. And she made me feel so good. She goes, Mrs. Nagel, can you drive Natasha's classmates? And I looked at her and I said, do you know I got a swearing problem in the car? She looked at me. Oh, come on. You're just so sweet. Don't. I get in there. It's Tourette's syndrome. I go in there. There's F-bombs and all kinds of bombs going off. You don't want your kid in there. My kids are used to it. They just, put their headphones on and go along. And they're like, oh, no, it's that poor kid. I felt so bad for this kid. He comes in there and I go, sweetheart, do you got headphones? He goes, why? And I go, I just get it. And I swear I got naughty language. He didn't believe it there. Of course, we get on the freeway. Fuck you! And I'm doing this. Driving with, I did what my dad did. Drive with, hey, look at this. You can do. I did the same thing, except I figured I'd get my hands free so I could tell some SOB who just almost caused an accident to go kiss my ass. And then I told some son of a bitch, you motherfucking cocksucker, son badge asshole, you could go and kiss my ass. And he said, Barrett. And I said, if we stopped long enough, I'd show you my ass. Poor kid. I felt so bad. I really did. I felt so bad. When I went to school the next week, because it was on a Friday, they did this, and you go through the whole weekend. They go, Mrs. Nico, we don't need you to drive. I go, I know. I figured that much. Yeah. I got Tourette's. I get in the car. I try to put on classical music. I tried different ways. If you got an asshole over here in Prump, the older people think that I'm okay for older people getting out and driving when it's safe. When you start blocking half the freeway because you're waiting to get in. Now, mind you, there are 5 other entrances down the road that they can go, but they want to block the other half because that entrance gets them closer to their parking 5 seconds faster. So they have to block a section of 162 because the casino town that is near the Walgreens, not Walmart, Walgreens, they go and they block the whole area because they need to get in that one area going in, even though there's 5 other entrances to go out. Yeah, that's what I have to deal with, the stupid people where I'm beeping the horn, I put down the window and say, you motherfucker, you're causing an accident, and I leave. I feel so much better after swearing and calling them F words and all that stuff because it's just my right in being American, telling someone to go fuck off. And they did. They pulled out in front of me. They were in front of me, and they stopped right away. Almost caused me to get in an accident with another vehicle because they didn't give a shit that the person behind, it's a freeway, and the middle part of the area was parked by another car. Instead of them pulling up ahead and going to the other entrance, they just blocked me and almost caused an accident. So of course then I gotta use my roll down the window, give them the middle finger, beat the horn, and tell them what I think. And I hate to do that, I really do. But idiots and assholes should not be together, and they should not drive a car. So that's the only thing I deal with is the idiots and assholes, especially the ones that come. Yeah. So that's what in the wintertime, we have people who not normally, we have they're roundabouts, and they're really great. The bad thing is stupid people in roundabouts do not do well. And we got every time we have the snowbirds come in, we have always one or two accidents in the roundabouts because they don't have them back east. They have them over here. They have a huge one over in Schlitterbahn over in Texas because we lived in Texas for a short time. So yeah. That's the only time I use my swear words. I try not to even if they're in a red light because I don't want them to have a heart attack, and then I'll be staying longer at the red light. Seriously, I really don't beep at the red light when they don't go because I'm afraid I'll give an old fucker a heart attack. So I'm like, oh, should I beep them? I don't know. They probably been spending lots of time and, not exercising, taking care of their body. So I'm afraid I really am. But when they blocked 160 to go over to the casino town, it's like a town, and almost caused an accident. I rolled my window, gave him the middle finger, beeped, and said a whole bunch of shit, and I felt better. I really do. Just get it right off the chest and tell them that they're a craphead driver is good. Because if you drive like shit, you should be reminded. Because even I have my off days. And yes, I've been called, told them, like, sorry, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I will tell you, I'm an asshole. I did a bad thing. I'm sorry. These older people here, they don't think that it's bad to cause an accident. Really. They think that they're entitled. This one lady caused a huge accident, and I was sitting there, and I was just turning, and what happened was she was turning. She just took a long time, and he got kind of fast. That's all. You have to wait a long time. It's all good. It's all good. But it's good. It perturbed me last week that a person took the time to make sure she got in front of me, took the time to stop in front of me on 160 with people coming behind me and stuff. And I had to go directly around this person. They were blocking 160 because they didn't want to go in the middle area where you can turn. They didn't want to go into further, 50 feet further. That's it. And I was like, wow, yeah, it happens. It happens, Nothing happened bad, and I was happy about that. At least I'm hoping to get my Jeep fixed, and I'm like, yeah, so, getting that fixed is so important. But I wanted to make sure I was covered with insurance. Yeah. That's why I didn't do it today. I got up early. I got up at 6:30. No, it was more than 6:30. But I got up, and yeah. Oh. So I am going, after 3 hours, I am going to end the stream. I didn't put any music on because then actually it's not been working. I don't know what the deal is. I got to plug something in. I am going to do some cleaning and get high and be lazy in that fact, but I have, like I said, Hollywood has made out that All Omegas are blonde hair, blue eyed with curly hair, or their hair styled a certain way. And they all are like super skinny, you know, and that always cracks me up. I hope I have a great night too. I'm going to smoke some weed and probably go through my stuff, and I got to get stuff ready to go tomorrow. I got to clean out my Jeep. I got to take care of everything out. I hope everyone here, I hope you have a great day, a cosmic day. My dad used to say that. They said, have a cosmic day. That's what they said when he worked for the government. So that's why I say it, because my dad said it. I want everyone to have a good time. Pray for me. I need prayers now. I need lots of prayers. So I will let you go. Bye.